Welcome, dear students, to this episode where we will be talking about HIV positive pregnancy. HIV positive pregnancy chapter is important because nowadays you have the NACO program, that is National AIDS Control Organization. NACO has its own program whereby we are trying to eliminate HIV positive pregnancy. Now, let's come to the basics. What actually is HIV? HIV is an RNA retrovirus. It is an RNA retrovirus. These all things you are already studying in your medicine classes, so I will not go into much details. We will be talking much about pregnancy, HIV in pregnancy. So, RNA retrovirus and is responsible for the disease which is called acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS. So AIDS is the fourth stage of HIV disease. Okay. What are the routes of transmission of HIV? Routes of transmission of HIV are: number one, unprotected sexual intercourse. Unprotected sexual intercourse, number one. Number two will be sharing of needles by drug abusers. Okay. Number three is your blood transfusion, but nowadays this is very less because we screen all blood and blood products for HIV also. And number four is very important, is PPT-CT, or which is also called mother to child transmission. Okay, MTCT and PPT-CT is parent to child transmission of the disease. Okay, so PPT-CT or MTCT is also called vertical transmission. So we will be talking more about this vertical transmission and how mother to child transmission of HIV is to be prevented, because this is very important. What is the pathophysiology of HIV virus? Pathophysiology. The pathophysiology is HIV acts upon the CD4 lymphocytes, CD4 plus lymphocytes in the body. These are lymphocytes, and these cells lose their ability of cell mediated immunity and humoral immunity. They produce cell mediated immunity as well as humoral immunity. So the immunity of the body becomes low when HIV virus proliferates, leading to the development of more and more infections. And these infections are actually opportunistic infections that the body suffers, and then slowly the body's immunity goes low and the virus replicates. So parent to child transmission of HIV is a major route of new HIV infection in children, and so we have to reduce this parent to child transmission, that is PPT-CT, has to be reduced so that we have less and less of babies suffering from HIV. So, coming to the very basics, some of the things from where questions come. Now, I will be talking about very important concepts, so keep your eyes and ears open. How do we test for HIV? So, before knowing, always remember that HIV has a core protein which is called P24. HIV virus के अंदर एक P24 core protein होता है, and it has some envelope proteins which are in the outer part, which are called the GP41. So GP41 is the envelope protein and P24 is the core protein. So what happens is we have three kits for testing HIV: kit 1, kit 2 and kit 3. Kit 1, kit 2 and kit 3. So the first kit, that is kit 1, is the most basic and it is the initial test. It checks for the enzyme. It is an ELISA test which is done as the first test. This is a rapid test or electrophoresis test which helps in identifying the antibody to the virus. Okay, this helps in checking our body's immunity, the antibody to the virus that we develop. And kit 2 and kit 3 are Western blotting technique. So Western blotting technique, we also already know that Western blotting technique is used for measuring proteins. Western blotting technique is used for measuring proteins. Okay, so this will detect, kit 2 and kit 3 will detect your P24 and GP41 proteins through Western blotting technique. Very, very important. First one will check the antibodies to the virus. The second and third will be Western blotting techniques, and it will identify viral proteins. Okay. So what we do is, when somebody's HIV testing के लिए सैंपल देते हैं, तो फर्स्ट हम सैंपल को किट 1 में डालते हैं. If kit 1 is negative, because kit 1 is very easily available and uska sensitivity is good, but specificity is low. It has a low specificity because other similar proteins के against भी antibodies हो सकता है, but it is highly sensitive. Okay, so अगर ये negative है, then patient को हम बोल देते हैं patient is HIV negative. अगर किट 1 पॉजिटिव आता है, किट 1 से पॉजिटिव आता है, मीन्स एंटीबॉडी इज देयर, वी टेक दिस सैंपल एंड वी पुट इट इन किट 2 एंड किट 3, दोनों में हम डाल देते हैं, एंड वी डू वेस्टर्न ब्लॉटिंग टेक्निक फॉर P24 and GP41. If both are positive, if both kit 2 and kit 3 are positive, then only we say कि patient is positive. So अगर पेशेंट को HIV पॉजिटिव बोलना है, देन ऑल द 3 किट्स शुड बी पॉजिटिव, किट 1 फॉलोड बाय किट 2 एंड किट 3. बट इफ किट 1 इज नेगेटिव, हम उसी समय बोल देते हैं पेशेंट इज नेगेटिव. अगर किट 2 किट 3 बोथ नेगेटिव आ जाता है, किट 2 एंड किट 3 बोथ आर नेगेटिव, देन वी से पेशेंट इज HIV नेगेटिव. सो दिस इज नॉन स्पेसिफिक इन्फेक्शन से भी हो सकता है. बट इफ either of it is positive and the other is negative, then we tell the test is indeterminate, and we ask the patient to follow up after 3 months, and we again repeat the test because patient might be in the window period. So इसमें हम पेशेंट को दोबारा 3 months बाद बुलाएंगे. So this is how we test for kits 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now one more important concept I would like to tell. In India, PPTCT program is very much in force by NACO, National AIDS Control Organization. Now PPTCT program has 4 prongs, prong 1, prong 2, prong 3 and prong 4. क्वेश्चंस आते हैं इससे, सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, जस्ट लर्न इट. ठीक है, 4 pronged strategy. फर्स्ट prong इज प्राइमरी प्रिवेंशन ऑफ HIV. So especially among all the reproductive women, so what we will do is, whoever is in the reproductive age group, we will educate them कि these are the methods by which HIV transfer occurs, so you better not engage in all such activities. So IV drug abusers को बोलेंगे needle share नहीं करने के लिए, then unprotected sexual intercourse नहीं करना है, all the sexual workers will be given condoms, male and female condoms. So all these come in primary prevention, that is prong 1. In prong 2, we have to prevent unintended pregnancies. This means कि फर्स्ट वाले prong से हमने कोशिश किया HIV ना होने के लिए, लेकिन जिनको HIV हो गया है वो prong 1 को नहीं फॉलो किया है, अब उनको prong 2 फॉलो करना है. मीन्स HIV पॉजिटिव women में unintended pregnancies नहीं करना है, तो उनको कॉन्ट्रासेप्शन यूज़ करना है. बिकॉज whenever they are planning pregnancy, we will start antiretroviral drugs from the very beginning of the pregnancy so that baby में transmission ना हो. अब prong 2 भी उन्होंने फॉलो नहीं किया, कॉन्ट्रासेप्शन फॉलो नहीं किया, वो प्रेग्नेंट हो गई, अनइंटेंडेड प्रेगनेंसी हो गया. सो इन prong 3 we will prevent transmission of the virus to baby. So as soon as she becomes pregnant, we will start antiretroviral therapy, ART therapy, that is anti-HIV drugs have to be started immediately as soon as she becomes pregnant. And अब prong 3 भी नहीं फॉलो किया, उसने दवाई भी नहीं लिया एंड वो प्रेग्नेंट हो गई, उसके बच्चे को भी ट्रांसमिशन हो गया, then we come to prong 4, that is we have to treat the baby also with ART if baby is positive, if baby has become positive. Okay, if baby is positive. So these are the 4 prongs. अगर prong 1 हम कोशिश करेंगे most of the patients में prong 1 follow करने के लिए, अगर prong 1 नहीं follow हुआ तो we come to prong 2, 3 and 4. Okay. At the same time we have questions also from one more area. I'll be telling you, बहुत interesting है कि in India the people are asking if mother is HIV positive and baby born हो गया, now baby is negative, so should she breastfeed her baby? Should an HIV positive mother breastfeed her baby or not? This is a huge question. So always remember one thing, either you tell the mother कि go for exclusive top feeding, she can go for exclusive top feeding, or she can go for exclusive breastfeeding, she can go for exclusive breastfeeding, but never go for mixed feeding. Mixed feeding नहीं करना है, मीन्स एक बार आपने टॉप फीड करा दिया, एक बार आपने ब्रेस्ट फीड करा दिया, ये बहुत खतरनाक है. वाई दिस इज सो? दिस इज बिकॉज suppose this is the baby and this is the baby's gut. So when you have given breastfeeding, so all the HIV viruses have come and they have वो आके आपके गट में, बेबी के गट में बैठ गया है. So what it will do is it is sitting in the gut. Now once you give top feed to the baby, top feed means cow milk is there, so cow milk will cause erosion in the gut of the baby, in the intestines of the baby, because cow milk is a concentrated form of milk, and this concentrated form of milk will cause erosion in the gut. These erosions, micro erosions, these are micro erosions. These micro erosions are a window through which now this HIV virus will enter the body. Okay, so this top feed has caused micro erosions through which जब breast feed कराएंगे तो वो HIV वायरस बॉडी के अंदर घुस जाएगा एंड पेशेंट बेबी विल बिकम मोर फास्टर HIV पॉजिटिव. सो कभी भी मिक्स्ड फीड नहीं कराना है. अगर आपने टॉप फीड करा दिया तो एक्सक्लूसिवली टॉप फीड कराओ, एक्सक्लूसिव टॉप फीड कराओ, मतलब कभी भी अपना ब्रेस्ट मिल्क नहीं देना है. बट अदरवाइज इफ़ यू आर नॉट एबल टू अफोर्ड इट, बिकॉज टॉप फीड के लिए बहुत कॉस्टली होता है, every time you have to buy the milk from the market. So many of the Indian parents, they are very poor, and mostly HIV positive parents are very poor. They cannot afford to have exclusive top feeding. तो हमारे इंडिया में हम बोलते हैं बेटर गो फॉर एक्सक्लूसिव ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग. ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग कराओ, इट इज़ वेरी चीप and it is cost effective. So at least babies भूखे तो नहीं मरेंगे, and अगर आप दोनों कराओगे मिक्स्ड फीडिंग then baby तो पक्के से HIV पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा. This concept always remember. In India we go for exclusive breastfeeding. In Western countries where parents can afford, there they can go for exclusive top feeding. Now remember, if somebody has not taken any ART, means pregnancy के दौरान उन्होंने एंटी रेट्रोवायरल थेरेपी नहीं लिया है, दवाई नहीं लिया है, एंड शी गोज़ फॉर एक्सक्लूसिव ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग, उसने अपने बच्चे को ब्रेस्ट फीड भी करा दिया, देन चांसेस ऑफ HIV ट्रांसमिशन इज़ 40%. चांसेस ऑफ HIV ट्रांसमिशन इज़ 40%. मतलब उनका वायरल लोड भी हाई है क्योंकि उन्होंने HIV ड्रग्स नहीं लिया एंड उन्होंने ब्रेस्ट फीड करा दिया बेबी को, तो शी हैज़ 40% चांस ऑफ ट्रांसमिटिंग HIV टू हर बेबी. बट इफ शी हैज़ नॉट टेकन एनी HRT and she is not breastfeeding, she has gone for exclusive top feeding, then also chances of HIV positive transmission is 20%. So she has made it half. नाउ ये 20% कहाँ से होता है? ये 20% ट्रांसमिशन होता है ड्यूरिंग डिलीवरी द वेजाइनल फ्लूइड एंड ब्लड के कांटेक्ट में जब बेबी आता है मैटरनल ब्लड के कांटेक्ट में, तब ट्रांसमिशन होता है HIV का. So even if you do not breastfeed, if your viral load is high and you have not taken medicines throughout pregnancy, then 20% risk of transmission. Now, if the mother has taken ART very properly from the very beginning, she has taken HIV drugs and she is breastfeeding, she has done proper breastfeeding also, then transmission to the baby is only 2%. Transmission of the baby has reduced to 2%. बट इफ़ शी हैज़ टेकन ART भी लिया है और उसने ब्रेस्ट फीड भी नहीं कराया है, उसने टॉप फीड ही कराया है, then transmission rate is 1%. Transmission rate is 1%. Now these figures are very very important. So आपने क्या देखा? अगर कोई पेशेंट है जिसने ART नहीं लिया है, मतलब ड्रग्स नहीं लिया है, in that condition better not to breastfeed the baby. Better if you can go for exclusive top feeding, क्योंकि आप 40% से 20% you are reducing the transmission rate by 20%, which is much more. So आप बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रांसमिशन रेट कम कर रहे हो. बट अगर आपने अच्छे से दवाई ले रखा है थ्रू आउट द प्रेगनेंसी, यू हैव टेकन HIV पॉजिटिव ड्रग्स, देन whether you breastfeed or not breastfeed, you are decreasing the transmission rate by only 1%. So better you go for breastfeeding because this is cheap and cost effective. This is cost effective क्योंकि आप पूरा इतना पैसा खर्चा करके टॉप फीड करा रहे हो, उसके बाद सिर्फ 1% डिक्रीज कर रहे हो. So better you go for breastfeeding. So that is why in our country we tell कि सब अपना ART लेते रहो प्रेगनेंसी में. Take the HIV positive drugs throughout pregnancy and after birth you go for exclusive breastfeeding so that it is cost effective. And ART drugs are available free of cost by Government of India, free of cost by NACO PPTCT program. NACO PPTCT program. Now the question is, what are the drugs and why? What are the drugs available and how do we give ART? So there are drugs. HIV drugs are of 6 categories. There are 6 categories of drugs available in India as well as the entire world. Number 1 is nucleoside. Is very important. Questions always come. Nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Examples are your zidovudine, lamivudine, okay, zidovudine, lamivudine, then your abacavir, okay. So ये सारे हैं न्यूक्लियोसाइड रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्टेज इनहिबिटर. Then comes your non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor, NNRTI. NRTI is nucleoside, remember, nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. NNRTI is non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. इसका एग्जाम्पल है नेविरापिन. नेविरापिन syrup is available for babies. नेविरापिन syrup is available for babies of mothers who are born of HIV. And the second drug is available is efavirenz, okay, or delaviritin, okay. So these are the NNRTIs, non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Then you have one nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Nucleotide, now this is not nucleoside, this is nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitor. This is called N small t, nucleotide NTRTI, not NRTI. Now this is NTRTI, nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitor. You have one example only, it is called tenofovir. You have to remember these names, okay? Very important. Number 4 is your fusion inhibitors. Basically this is the viral particle. The viral particle, it has P24 GP41 है, ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट द न्यूक्लियोसाइड को रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्टेज को इनहिबिट कर दिया था, मतलब आरएनए टू डीएनए. फर्स्ट दिस इज सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड आरएनए, इट फॉर्म्स अ डबल स्ट्रैंडेड डीएनए. आरएनए टू डीएनए फॉर्मेशन होता है, फिर ये रेप्लिकेशन होता है इन द बॉडी, देन इट रेप्लिकेट्स, एचआईवी वायरस रेप्लिकेट्स. सो आरएनए टू डीएनए जो ट्रांसमिशन है, ठीक है, ये रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्टेज से होता है, रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्टेज से होता है, तो उसको इनहिबिट कर देता है योर रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्टेज इनहिबिटर्स. देन कम्स फ्यूजन इनहिबिटर्स, मतलब वायरस टू द बॉडी सेल जो फ्यूजन होता है उसको वो इनहिबिट करता है. फ्यूजन इनहिबिटर इज एनफुविरटाइड. Enfuvirtide is the drug. Enfuvirtide is the drug which helps, which prevents the fusion of the virus to the body cells. Okay. Number 5 is your entry inhibitors. Entry inhibitors. This will, अगर फ्यूजन हो भी जाता है बॉडी के सेल्स से, वो एंटर नहीं हो पाएगा, एंट्री इनहिबिटर्स कर देगा. Entry inhibitors are basically your Maraviroc drug. It helps in preventing CCR5 antigen, which helps in entry of the virus into the cells. So CCR5 inhibitors. Okay, there are two antigens which help in entry into the cell, CCR5 and CXCR4. So these two are inhibited by Maraviroc. Then you have integrase inhibitors. Integrase inhibitors are, अगर सेल के अंदर घुस भी गया है तो सेल के अंदर, सेल से मतलब होस्ट सेल से, बॉडी के सेल से वो इंटीग्रेट नहीं कर पाता है. मीन्स DNA of the virus cannot integrate with the DNA of the host cell. Once they integrate and एक जैसा हो जाता है तो सेल डिवीजन में हेल्प होता है, because virus is a dead particle but it integrates with the body cells which is a live particle, and then it keeps on dividing. For dividing it needs live cells. So the integration of the viral particles, viral DNA with the host DNA does not take place in integrase inhibitors. Examples are raltegravir, okay, elvitegravir, okay, they are all gravirs, remember they are gravirs, okay, elvitegravir. Then you have dolutegravir also, okay, ये सारे हैं आपके integrase inhibitor. And the last category which is available is your protease inhibitors. Okay, protease inhibitors are in the name of ritonavir. They are all avir, okay, drugs. Ritonavir. Then you have indinavir, lopinavir, okay. Then your fosemprenavir, okay, examples you have, etc. So basically these protease inhibitors, protease enzyme is there inside the cells, they inhibit the protease enzymes, okay. So these are the various category of drugs. So what government of India, NACO, has told is we will give a combination therapy. मतलब अलग अलग कैटेगरी से एक एक ड्रग देंगे, so that at every level there is prevention of HIV. To integrate, it will prevent in integration, it will prevent in entry, and it will prevent the replication of the virus. So what is the therapy which is preferred mostly? The category 1 drugs are basically zidovudine, lamivudine and efavirenz. So आपके जब मेडिसिन क्लासेस होंगे तब वो पढ़ाएंगे कि मोस्टली वी गिव lamivudine, zidovudine and efavirenz. Zidovudine is NRTI, nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Lamivudine is again nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor, And efavirenz is your which kind of drug? NNRTI, non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Okay, बट द प्रॉब्लम इन प्रेगनेंसी में हम ये नहीं दे पाते क्योंकि ज़िडोवुडिन का मेन साइड इफेक्ट है एनीमिया. रिमेंबर नाउ दिस इज अगेन एन इम्पॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट विच आई एम टॉकिंग. ठीक है, इससे क्वेश्चन होता है ज़िडोवुडिन क्यों नहीं दे पाते प्रेगनेंसी में? बिकॉज लॉन्ग टर्म में ही एनीमिया होता है एंड मोस्ट ऑफ आवर इंडियन पॉपुलेशन, इंडियन वेमेन आर एनीमिक. ठीक है, तो उनका एनीमिया और प्रेसिपिटेट हो जाएगा. Lamivudine is the drug which is the safest of all drugs with least side effect. कोई visible side effect नहीं है. ठीक है, Lamivudine का इसका साइड इफेक्ट थोड़ा बहुत रैश हो सकता है, रैश, बट दैट इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी मिनिमल, दैट इज़ वेरी मिनिमल. सो एवरी रेजिमेंट विल हैव Lamivudine in it. Efavirenz, coming to efavirenz का मेन साइड इफेक्ट क्या है? efavirenz का मेन साइड इफेक्ट है कि पेशेंट को हेलुसिनेशन हो सकता है, हेलुसिनेशन एंड न्यूरोलॉजिकल डिस्टर्बेंसेस, very important which I am talking, neurological disturbances and psychosis. Now remember, postpartum psychosis is a very important entity that we have to face. Women in the postpartum period, बच्चा डिलीवर होने के बाद साइकोसिस में चली जाती है. So this will be precipitated by your efavirenz. So efavirenz is also not used in pregnancy. So हम यूज़ क्या कर रहे हैं प्रेग्नेंट वेमेन में? प्रेग्नेंट वेमेन में जो हम करते हैं दैट इज़ रेजिमेंट 2A, दैट इज़ एक्चुअली रेजिमेंट 2A. रेजिमेंट 2A में what are the drugs which we are using? Basically we are using TLD. Remember we are using TLD. TLD is tenofovir. Now this is the drug which we will give to every pregnant women who come to us in pregnancy and HIV positive. Tenofovir. Lamivudine, I am telling, Lamivudine is safe and we can give to every patient, and D stands for dolutegravir. Okay, so these are the drugs which we give. Tenofovir is your NTRTI, nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Lamivudine is your NRTI, nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor, and dolutegravir is your integrase inhibitor. Okay, so अलग अलग कैटेगरी के ड्रग्स को हम कंबाइन करते हैं. Now what is the dose of tenofovir, lamivudine and dolutegravir? Okay, remember tenofovir is given 300 milligrams daily, 300 milligrams OD once daily. Lamivudine also comes as 300 milligram OD tablet. Okay, and regarding the dose of dolutegravir, it varies from patient to patient. Basically the dolutegravir dose keeps on varying. So the dolutegravir dose, sometimes you have to give BD doses also, sometimes you have to give OD doses also, which range from somewhere around 200 to 600 milligrams होता है. That you have to decide depending upon the weight of the patient, the BMI of the patient, उसके basis पे you have to decide. So when do we start ART drug? As soon as patient is HIV positive, as soon as patient is detected to be HIV positive, start her on the drug. So what NACO has done is, अगर patient को बोलेंगे अलग अलग इतने सारे दवाइयाँ लेने के लिए, तो वो एक लेगी एक नहीं लेगी. So what they have done is they have made a single capsule with standard dose of tenofovir 300 mg, lamivudine 300 mg and dolutegravir around 200 mg का टैबलेट लेके उन्होंने एक टैबलेट बना दिया है. Now this tablet, single tablet patient will be taking once a day. Okay, अलग अलग स्ट्रेंथ का आता है. 600 मिलीग्राम डोलुटेग्राविर के साथ भी टैबलेट आता है. सो यू कैन जस्ट टेल द पेशेंट कि ये वाला टैबलेट लेना है and once a day she will be taking, so then she will remember, like at night time she can take or any one time of the day she can take, so she will remember. So this is what is done. Also at the same time, when patient is HIV positive, we do CD4 count. CD4 counts are done for the patient. ये देखने के लिए कि what is the status of the immune system. Immune system खराब हो गया कि immune system ठीक है, तो CD4 counts are repeated every 3 monthly. Every 3 monthly, every HIV positive patient will undergo CD4 count, and they will also undergo viral load testing. Viral load testing, body में कितना viral load है, every 3 monthly you will get the viral load tested. Okay, so every NACO center in which patient is booked, ART centers, every government hospital has the facility for CD4 count testing and viral load testing. So if CD4 count is less than 250, remember CD4 count जब less than 250 हो जाता है, then this is a very grave sign. This is a very grave sign because the body's immunity has become very low when the CD4 count has become less than 250. So if मतलब 250 per millimeter cube. Okay, so if the CD4 count is less than 250, then patient's body has low immunity and there is very high chance of opportunistic infection. Opportunistic infections means बाकी viruses and bacteria सारे आके इन्फेक्ट करने लग जाएंगे, opportunistic infections हो जाएंगे. Now what are the opportunistic infections which we are very scared of and which we have to treat? Number 1 is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is very common in HIV positive patients who have low CD4 count. Number 1. Number 2 is your other viruses like your herpes simplex virus. Herpes virus, okay, herpes virus attacks people who have low immunity. Then your varicella zoster virus, your chicken pox, okay, all these things very much affect. Then all fungal infections like your pneumocystis jirovecii, PCP is very common. Pneumocystis carinii या pneumocystis jirovecii, okay, pneumocystis, I am writing it because इससे क्वेश्चन आता है. pneumocystis jirovecii या फिर इसका दूसरा नाम है pneumocystis carinii infection. This is a fungal infection, ये होता है. This is an opportunistic infection. इसके अलावा toxoplasmosis, then you have cryptosporidiosis, all the fungal infections which you have studied in microbiology, ये सारे affect करने लग जाएंगे when the CD4 count is less than 100, when it falls to less than 100. Also patient will have Kaposi's sarcoma, hairy leukoplakia, okay, and then patient will also have candidal infection, candidiasis, vaginal candidiasis will also occur, okay. And when the CD4 count is very low, that is less than 50 हो जाता है, then you have disseminated tuberculosis, disseminated MAC infection. MAC is Mycobacterium avium intracellular complex. MAC infections also occur. Then you have CMV retinitis. Retina में भी infection हो जाता है, CMV retinitis, and you also have CNS lymphomas, central nervous system lymphomas also occur, okay. Very important, some of the concepts I will tell, just इसको स्टार लगा के रखना कि CMV retinitis का main feature क्या है. What is the feature of CMV retinitis? You have ketchup spill appearance in the retina. Ketchup spill appearance in retina. So when you do a fundus examination, fundoscopy, there you find ketchup spill appearance in the retina, suggestive of cytomegalovirus infection in the retina. Then coming to Kaposi's sarcoma, which I was talking, in Kaposi's sarcoma patient have purple spots in the face. So if these are found in patients of HIV, then you know that immunity is very low and patient might suffer from these diseases, okay. So very important. And in the mouth also, candidiasis is found both in the vagina and also in the mouth in these patients, okay. Always never forget that patient का HPV वायरस इन्फेक्शन भी हो सकता है इन पेशेंट्स ऑफ HIV. So always get pap smear done to look for HPV virus infection and cervical cancer in patients of HIV positive women. Okay. Now one more concept, very important concept I will tell. अगर viral load more than 1000 copies हो जाता है, 1000 viral copies per ml हो जाता है in blood, then this is an indication that you have to go for elective cesarean section for the patient. You cannot go for NVD for the patient. Why? This is because most of the HIV viruses are concentrated in the vaginal fluid. Vaginal fluid जो होता है cervicovaginal fluid, that is full of HIV viruses. That is full of HIV viruses. So once membrane rupture हो जाता है, PPROM हो जाता है या PROM हो जाता है, तो वो सारे जो वायरल पार्टिकल्स है it starts ascending upwards and it will go towards the baby and baby will be infected. So HIV पॉजिटिव मदर्स में ध्यान रखना है कि ARM नहीं करना है, रप्चर ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन्स, आर्टिफिशियल रप्चर ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन्स नहीं करना है. लेट द बेबी बी इनसाइड द मेम्ब्रेन्स बिकॉज मेम्ब्रेन्स के अंदर बेबी इज प्रोटेक्टेड. Once you have ruptured the membranes, all the vaginal secretions will go out upper, it will go ascend and it will lead to infections of the baby. Now one important question which comes to you is अगर CD4 count less than 250 हो गया है तो हम क्या करेंगे ताकि ये opportunistic infections ना हो. For that we have treatment. So what we do is we start a drug and this drug is used for pneumocystis jirovecii infection prophylaxis. This drug is called cotrimoxazole prophylaxis. So we start basically cotrimoxazole. Cotrimoxazole is a combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. Sulfamethoxazole plus trimethoprim. And what is the dose of sulfamethoxazole trimethoprim? We give basically 2 tablets stat. Each tablet consists of 400 milligram of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim 80 milligrams. ये आता है combination. So when you give 2 tablets at a time, you are actually giving 800 milligrams of sulfamethoxazole and 160 milligram of trimethoprim. This combination you are giving daily. Okay, you are giving this daily until the patient's CD4 count comes to more than 250. जब तक 250 तक नहीं आता है तो ART ड्रग्स तो लेते ही रहना है, उसके साथ साथ सल्फामेथोक्साजोल ट्राइमेथोप्रिम दैट इज कोट्राइमोक्साजोल भी लेना है. And when the CD4 count comes to less than 100, okay, at that time we also start the patient on tablet azithromycin. Azithromycin भी start करना होता है. Azithromycin is given in a dose of 1200 milligrams per week. Means weekly once she will be taking a special tablet of azithromycin which comes as 1200 milligram. So this helps in prevention against Mycobacterium avium intracellular complex, MAC. Against this MAC, okay, atypical tuberculosis जिसको बोलते हैं, ठीक है. तो MAC के against you have to start azithromycin. Very very important, ठीक है. Normally all patients irrespective of CD4 count she will be taking the antiretroviral therapy, but when the CD4 count is less than 250 she has to start cotrimoxazole, and when it comes to less than 100 she has to take cotrimoxazole also and azithromycin also weekly. Very very important. Okay, now one more concept what I will be talking is what are the precautions that you should be taking during delivery of an HIV positive mother. Delivery जब हो रहा है, patient delivery के लिए आ रहे हैं, this is an important question which is asked in examination. Patient आ गई है, she is HIV positive. Okay, she is HIV positive and वो first time आई है delivery के लिए, ठीक है. एंड उसने पहले से नहीं दिखाया है, शी इज़ अनबुक्ड अनसुपरवाइज्ड एंड शी इज़ नॉट टेकिंग एनी ART. सो व्हाट विल यू डू? You will immediately give the mother at least 1 tablet of ART ड्रग का एक टैबलेट एटलीस्ट दे देंगे. If you have given at least 1 tablet of ART and you have given at least 4 hours before delivery, if you have given 4 hours before delivery, then the drug starts acting. So अगर 4 hours आपको लग रहा है डिलीवरी होने में, so better you give the tablet. But if you give the tablet and तुरंत डिलीवरी हो जाता है within 4 hours, less than 4 hours में, then efficacy of the drug is low because it takes 4 hours to act. Okay. So at least 4 hours में you give at least 1 tablet so that थोड़ा सा तो action होगा. Now it depends कि whether NVD हो रहा है कि LSCS हो रहा है. ठीक है, whether you are doing NVD or LSCS. So what are the precautions that you will be taking when somebody is on is HIV positive? NVD में सबसे पहले तो universal precautions रखना है. You have to take universal precautions. Universal precautions का मतलब है you have to wear double gloves, you have to wear PPE kits. So all these things you have to wear. Number 1. Number 2 is no ARM. You will not do any artificial rupture of membranes. बिकॉज अगर आपने आर्टिफिशियल रप्चर ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन्स कर दिया है तो बेबी का ये जो मेम्ब्रेन्स है ये रप्चर हो जाएगा, सर्वाइकोवेजाइनल फ्लूइड से देर विल बी असेंडिंग इन्फेक्शन एंड बेबी विल बिकम HIV पॉजिटिव. सो ARM विल नॉट बी डन. देन यू हैव टू मिनिमाइज द PV एग्जामिनेशंस, मिनिमाइज ऑल द पर वेजाइनल एग्जामिनेशंस, क्योंकि जितनी बार आप पर वेजाइनल एग्जामिनेशंस करोगे उतने ही बार you will be at risk of having HIV infection. एंड दूसरा है बेबी को पोक करते रहोगे एंड रप्चर ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन्स होने के ज़्यादा चांसेस है. तो मिनिमाइज द नंबर ऑफ PV एग्जामिनेशंस, ओनली इफ इट इज़ नीडेड तभी करना है. देन अवॉइड एनी fetal scalp blood sampling, avoid any blood sampling from the baby. ब्लड सैम्पलिंग, फीटल स्कैल्प ब्लड सैम्पलिंग, ये सब नहीं करना है क्योंकि इफ़ यू प्रिक द बेबी यू आर इंक्रीजिंग द चांसेस ऑफ HIV इन्फेक्शन. एंड नंबर 5 विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज़ अर्ली कॉर्ड क्लैम्पिंग. अर्ली कॉर्ड क्लैम्पिंग, इसमें डिलेड कॉर्ड क्लैम्पिंग नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है, अर्ली कॉर्ड क्लैम्पिंग करेंगे जैसे ही डिलीवरी हो गया. कॉर्ड क्लैम्पिंग से क्या होगा, आपका मदर टू बेबी जो ब्लड ट्रांसमिशन है वो कम हो जाएगा. तो मिनिमम ब्लड वी वांट द transmission from the mother to the baby. Okay, so early cord clamping has to be done. Then you have to avoid any instrumental delivery. Avoid forceps and ventouse, because forceps and ventouse में basically there is chances of micro trauma to the fetal head. So whenever there is micro trauma to the fetal head, there will be chances of this thing transmission of the virus. Okay. एवॉइड एपिजियोटमी, जितना हो सकता है कोशिश करो कि एपिजियोटमी ना लगाना पड़े. अगर प्राइमी है और फट रहा है फिर तो वो अलग बात है, अदरवाइज एवॉइड राइट मीडियोलैटरल एपिजियोटमी. एपिजियोटमी प्रिवेंट करना है क्योंकि एपिजियोटमी में ब्लीडिंग होगा, मदर के ब्लड के कॉन्टैक्ट में आ जाएगा बेबी. ओके, एंड देन एवॉइड एनी मैनुअल रिमूवल ऑफ द प्लेसेंटा. मैनुअल रिमूवल ऑफ प्लेसेंटा में देर विल बी मोर ऑफ फीटो मैटरनल हेमरेज. ओके, मैनुअल रिमूवल ऑफ प्लेसेंटा मतलब हाथ से प्लेसेंटा खींच के निकालना, दैट यू हैव टू प्रिवेंट, अदरवाइज बेबी ट्रांसमिशन टू द बेबी इंक्रीजेस. ड्यूरिंग LSCS व्हाट प्रिकॉशंस डू यू टेक? नंबर 1 यूनिवर्सल प्रिकॉशंस तो सब में लेना है, जैसे मैंने बोला है डबल ग्लव्स पहनना है, PPE किट पहनना है, ये सारा तो लेना ही है. इसके अलावा क्या करना है, ट्राई टू डिलीवर द बेबी विथ इंटैक्ट मेम्ब्रेन्स. डिलीवर द बेबी विथ इंटैक्ट मेम्ब्रेन्स. विथ इंटैक्ट मेम्ब्रेन्स, विथ इंटैक्ट मेम्ब्रेन्स का मतलब है कि इंटैक्ट मेम्ब्रेन्स, इंटैक्ट मेम्ब्रेन्स का मतलब है डोंट गो फॉर रप्चर ऑफ द मेम्ब्रेन्स. रप्चर ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन्स नहीं करना है, विदाउट रप्चर किए डिलीवर कराने की कोशिश करो द बेबी. ओके, देन you should not use the fingers for holding the needles, not use hands for holding the needles. You have to use the needle holder. More and more of instruments you will be using because prick होने के ज़्यादा chances है if you are bare-handedly holding the needles and bare-handedly holding the sharp instruments. Okay, then you have to use mops. You have to use mops around the uterus के around mops रखना है ताकि less of spillage हो. mops डाल के पूरा रखना है so that there is no spillage of blood to the all of the abdomen. So spillage prevent करना है. Number 5, you should avoid suctioning. You should go not use any this thing manual removal of placenta, and use round body needles. Use round body needles. There are two types of needles, you all might be knowing, that round body needles and reverse cutting needles. Reverse cutting needles are more traumatic, so more traumatic वाला ना use करके less traumatic वाला round body needles use करना है. So these are some of the precautions that we take. And one more thing I have told is, if the viral load is more than 1000 copies per ml, then it is better to go for cesarean section rather than elective cesarean section at 38 weeks before the patient goes into labor. लेकिन अगर किसी का रप्चर ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन्स हो गया है, PPROM हो गया है, तो उसमें तो असेंडिंग इन्फेक्शन ऑलरेडी हो गया है, then better to go for normal delivery in these patients because already infection has taken place, so no need of going for cesarean section. So before the membranes are ruptured, you have to do cesarean for the patients. Once the membranes have already ruptured, then no use of going for cesarean section, then you can go for NVD. Now once the baby has delivered, अब बेबी में क्या ARV prophylaxis देंगे, क्योंकि बेबी को भी तो प्रिवेंट करना है कि बेबी पॉजिटिव ना हो. सो उसमें क्या करते हैं, व्हाट NACO is telling that we will give nevirapine syrup to all babies. nevirapine कौन से कैटेगरी का ड्रग है? nevirapine is NNRTI. Okay, so nevirapine syrup is given to all babies who are born of mothers who are HIV positive. Irrespective of baby का HIV status, we give nevirapine syrup. nevirapine syrup का क्या डोज है? If baby's weight is less than 2 kg, then we give 2 mg per kg. 2 mg per kg OD देते हैं. This is the dose that we give, 2 mg per kg. अगर वो ml में पूछते हैं, what is the ml dose in ml, then it is 1/10 of the dose. Okay, so it is 0.2 ml per kg. 0.2 ml per kg is equivalent to 2 mg per kg. Either of it you can say can be given if the weight is less than 2 kg. But if the weight is between 2 to 2.5 kg, 2 to 2.5 kg के बीच है, then you give 10 mg syrup OD, that is which is equivalent to 1 ml per day, 1 ml OD. Okay, and if the weight is more than 2.5 kg, if the weight is more than 2.5 kg, then more than 2.5 kg में you give 15 mg syrup OD, which is equivalent to 1.5 ml. 1.5 ml. So this is the dose that is given. Nevirapine syrup is given to all babies who are born of mothers who are HIV positive. Sometimes the American guideline says that patients who come during labor and they have not received any drug, HIV positive drug in pregnancy, for those women you can give zidovudine injection. Injection can be given to women who come in labor. Zidovudine injection can be given to women who come in labor, but in India it is very expensive and zidovudine injection is not easily available, so हम zidovudine injection नहीं देते हैं. What we give is TLD का जो टैबलेट आता है, टिनोफुविर, लैमिवुडिन एंड डोलोटेग्राविर का जो टैबलेट आता है, वही टैबलेट हम दे देते हैं. प्रेफरेबली 4 आवर्स बिफोर डिलीवरी तक देंगे तो इसका एक्शन ज़्यादा आएगा. ओके, नाउ बेबी में हम नेविरापिन सिरप देंगे फ्रॉम बर्थ टू 6 weeks. 6 weeks तक you give ARV prophylaxis. Up to 6 weeks you give nevirapine syrup to all babies. After that, what you do is you do DBS. DBS is dried blood sampling. Dried blood sampling is done of all babies. So blood sampling of the babies are done from the heel of the baby. Heel of the baby से dried blood sampling करते हैं. Heel से sample लेते हैं and this sampling is done to look for the viral antigen. We look for viral antigen, that is viral load in the baby. This test, DBS test, is done at 6 weeks, okay, 6 months, 12 months, and after 6 weeks after stopping breastfeeding. After stopping breastfeeding. So DBS has to be repeated at 6 weeks, 6 months, 12 months, and 6 weeks after stopping breastfeeding. So these are the times when you will be doing the dried blood sampling. So once you have done the dried blood sampling, you try to look every time कि baby positive तो नहीं है, baby positive तो नहीं है. अगर baby positive है, then you have to start on antiretroviral therapy, the triple drug regimen for the baby also. But if baby is negative, then give only nevirapine syrup as prophylaxis, okay. And final testing will be done at 18 months. Final testing is done at 18 months of life for the baby with your ELISA, because ELISA is not applicable in the early months, okay. ELISA is not applicable. And at the same time with ELISA, you try to look for DNA PCR. DNA PCR is looked for. So DNA PCR is looked for at 18 months, and that will give the confirmatory status of the baby कि baby positive है या baby negative है. DNA PCR is looked for at 18 months. So till the baby is DNA PCR positive, you cannot say कि baby is surely positive. So you keep on giving the antiretroviral prophylaxis for 6 weeks to all the patients, okay. And regarding the breastfeeding, I have told ki if mother is taking ART, then better to go for exclusive breastfeeding. If mother is not on ART, then you can check whether mother can afford exclusive top feeding. If she can afford, then well and good. If she cannot afford, then you better go for exclusive breastfeeding, because otherwise there will be mucosal erosions and baby will become positive faster, okay. You also have the AFAS criteria, which your pediatricians will be teaching you. AFAS criteria is acceptable, feasible, affordable, sustainable and safe. AFASS is acceptable, feasible means breastfeeding या फिर टॉप फीडिंग के लिए डिपेंड करता है कि मदर क्या एक्सेप्ट कर रही है, पॉपुलेशन क्या एक्सेप्ट कर रही है, वेदर इट इज़ फिजिबल और नॉट, वेदर ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग और टॉप फीडिंग इज़ फिजिबल और नॉट, एफोर्डेबल है कि नहीं, टॉप फीडिंग आप बोल तो रहे हो लेकिन वो मदर एफोर्ड कर पाएगी कि नहीं, वेदर इट इज़ सस्टेनेबल एंड वेदर इट इज़ सेफ टू द बेबी. सो ऑल दीज 5 criterias have to be fulfilled before going for this. At the same time, after delivery, you should always tell that contraception has to be maintained. Contraception have to be used, because if they do not use contraception, they will produce babies again and again and सारे babies HIV positive होंगे. हमारे country का HIV status will increase. So for contraception, always remember patients who are sexually transmitted, having sexually transmitted disease, or those who are HIV positive should go for dual contraception. What do you mean by dual contraception? By dual contraception, we mean that patient can use condom has to be used by everybody, followed by condom के साथ साथ कोई और मेथड यूज़ कर सकते हैं, जैसे कॉपर टी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, या फिर ओरल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव पिल्स यूज़ कर सकते हैं, या फिर लाइगेशन करा सकते हैं, ट्यूबल स्टेरिलाइजेशन, ये सारा करा सकते हैं. साथ साथ पेशेंट को कॉन्डोम्स यूज़ करना पड़ेगा. वाई कॉन्डोम्स? बिकॉज कॉन्डोम्स विल प्रिवेंट द ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ HIV फ्रॉम पेरेंट्स, वन पेरेंट टू द अदर, ओके. सो कॉन्डोम से तुम्हारा ये प्रिवेंट होगा, द transmission of HIV from one parent to the other will be prevented. So dual contraception, 2 methods have to be used at the same time, okay. So these are some of the important concepts which are asked to you in examination. उसके अलावा some of the important things which are asked is what is this thing iris. What is iris? What do you mean by iris? Okay, iris से question आता है in INI. So what actually is iris? The concept of iris came when sometimes it was found that ये देखा गया है कि patient को आपने ART start कर दिया. You have started ART drugs to patients and you have found that कि patient का जो symptoms हैं वो बढ़ गया है, patient का symptoms बढ़ गया है. So what actually happens is when patients are HIV positive, when patient is AIDS positive, so actually what happens, blood के अंदर CD4 count is very low, CD4 count is very low. So what you do is we generally start ART to the patients who are HIV positive. तो आपने एंटी रेट्रोवायरल थेरेपी स्टार्ट कर दिया. Once you have started the ART to the patients, then what happens, patient's immunity keeps on improving because the CD4 count धीरे धीरे improve हो जाएगा. तो once the CD4 count has increased in the body, what happens, the body's immunity has gone high and body has more ability to fight against the disease, so क्या हो जाएगा, जो हमारे hidden infections रहेंगे, opportunistic infections जो हमारे hidden रहेंगे, that will become surfaced and patient will show more and more of inflammation. इन्फ्लेमेशन ज़्यादा शो करने लगेगा. इन्फ्लेमेशन क्यों ज़्यादा शो करने लगेगा? क्योंकि अभी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ गया है पेशेंट का. पेशेंट हैज़ बिकम मोर इम्यूनो कॉम्पिटेंट, नॉट इम्यूनो सप्रेसिव. सो इन्फ्लेमेशन इंक्रीजेज इन द बॉडी. वेयर वंस द इन्फ्लेमेशन इंक्रीजेज, पेशेंट विल थिंक कि मैंने तो ये ART दवाई लिया है, इसका साइड इफेक्ट हो रहा है, तो पेशेंट विल स्टॉप ART. सो दिस इज़ अ वेरी मिसकॉन्सेप्शन. So you have to explain to the patients कि initially when you start your ART, your symptoms of the disease will increase. Your candidiasis may increase, your vaginal discharge might increase, you might feel more weak and all these things will increase. You might have more anemia. But it means that your drug is acting. आपका दवाई काम कर रहा है, ये समझ में आएगा इससे. Because your inflammation will increase because you are becoming more and more immunocompetent and your CD4 count is increasing. So this is called iris. Iris is immune reconstructive syndrome. Okay, the full form of iris is immune reconstructive syndrome. Okay. This is because the immunity of the body is increasing. That is why once the immunity of the body is increasing, the body can fight more against the infections. Okay, so this is your immune reconstitution. I is inflammatory syndrome. So immune reconstitution inflammatory syndrome. More and more inflammation occurs when the immunity of the body increases. So this is all about the ART and the HIV therapy. Always remember opportunistic infection से questions आता है. And then your iris. Universal screening is done. It is opt-out method of screening which is done. What do you mean by opt-out method? Opt-out method is that everybody will be tested. Every pregnant mother will be tested for HIV until and unless she opts out. Means she tells कि नहीं, मेरा टेस्ट नहीं कराना है. If she doesn't say anything, then it is bound that everybody will be tested for HIV even if she does not say anything. Earlier it was opt-in method कि जो चाहेगा उसी का ही बस HIV टेस्टिंग करेंगे. Now it is opt-out technique of testing. So even if you do not say, every doctor will tell you to get tested. This is because we are in the step of preventing parent to child transmission of the virus. So this is all about your HIV. Hope you have understood. Any doubt, anytime you can call me up or you can let me know. I will try to solve your doubts. Thank you so much.